Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. Paul joined by Jack Weinberger and Robert Ziggy Ziegler at the University of Virginia. The Week 8 preview show, gentlemen. Week 8, about halfway through the NFL season now. The NFC North Week 8 preview is up on our channel right now. If you want to get a more in-depth look at the Lions, Packers, Bears, and Vikings, you can check out that video. We dove into each of their games this weekend, shared our predictions for them, some things you can expect to see. We'll touch on those games more today during this preview, but if we're talking about people who are really the diehard NFC North folks. So they said folks.
Or diehard Paul Farrington Show fans.
Or diehard PFS fans.
We've got some of those now. We appreciate you.
So you got to remember, too, with the Week 8 preview, that means we are in Week 8. And what does Week 8 mean? The merch giveaway again. Every 4 weeks, we said Week 4, 8, 12, 16 this year. We'll be doing a merch giveaway for members who are part of the Pigskin League that we're on ESPN. So whoever wins this week with the most correct picks, just straight up picks, not against the spread or anything. You put them in on ESPN. Right now, the leader of the whole season is Alex Weichert at 75-32, right on his heels. You see this, Jack? Right on his heels. Paul Farrington. Can you imagine I win my own show's pool? Jeez.
I think I'm like 79th.
Oh, yeah. Jack's winning percentage is through the roof, but his game picks, he's just never there.
Well, I'm tied. I think I'm in like a 20-way tie for 79.
So if you win the Week 8 pool, you get a shirt from the PFS channel. The Week 4 winner never came forward. Don't know who he is. So if you win this week, please reach out to us. We'd love to give away a shirt. Just no one has won.
Since the Week 1 winner or the Week 4 winner didn't get it, we should give away a shirt to the top 2.
Look at this guy here. All right,
give away a shirt to the top 2.
All right, Ziggy.
So if I make my picks this week and win the week, you get a
shirt. Yeah.
Shirt. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the challenge is you have to beat the guys. If you want a shirt, you got to beat the guys. So, yeah, I guess the top 2 people this week will get a Paul Farrington Show shirt. You can choose from our website or our store. You can look in the show description to check out our merch. It's always there. The I Love shirts, the PFS shirts. If you have any shirt ideas, send them over to us. But remember, you have to be a member to win this. So go over to our homepage, select to join, and you can become a member. And of course, if you can't watch us on YouTube, you can listen on audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. So, guys, we start these off with the power rankings, as we always do.
Yeah.
We continue the power rankings. And last week, they were pretty good. I just want to say, last week we had from 10 to 1, Ziggy put the Chargers. I put the Commanders. Well, Ziggy every time you put the Chargers in there, Ziggy, they wind up losing. So any Chargers fans.
So Justin Herbert had 350 passing yards. What do you want from me?
When they had 12 points or what was it? They 15. Were just horrible. 15.
That was a bad loss.
The Commanders, I put at 9. The Falcons were at 8 for Jack. That didn't look good for them. The Packers at 7 from Ziggy.
I dropped them.
The Bills at 6 by me. Jack had the Chiefs at 5. Ziggy with the Vikings at 4. I had the Texans at 3. Oof. Jack, Ravens 2. And then Ziggy with the Lions at 1. So overall, not a horrendous week for us, but we had a couple games that could have gone a little better. So we'll try and be better.
Lions at 1, looking pretty good. I know you said we have to put the Vikings at 1 until they lose.
Well, yeah, now they lost. Now they're no longer in my number 2 spot.
Well, it should have never.
My power rankings try and be ahead of the game. I try and rank how good teams will be into the future.
Like the Chargers at 4 and the Bengals.
Look, sometimes I get it wrong, but I'm not going to just look at the records and give you the NFC ranking records.
All right, well, here we go. So today it's going to be, remember, guys, we each pick one team at a time, 10 to 1. So part of the challenge here is that we all have different rankings and we all have different motives. So sometimes a team can be left out, and it's not intentional. That's why the Lions were left out 2 weeks ago. We all had the Lions in our top 6, but that's just how the rankings fell. So it's part of the game. Deal with it. I go first this week, and I'm about to upset a member of the show quite a bit.
You don't have us at 10.
Because I have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 10.
Hey, they're not in my top 10, so.
I had the Steelers at 10. Jack, I think the Steelers...
They're a top 3 team in the AFC.
I have the Steelers...
Are you joking?
I have the Steelers at 10 right now. I think the defense makes a lot of big plays. They have weird things happen. I mean, the blocked kicks is pretty amazing right now. They force turnovers. They have weird turnovers. But for anyone who thinks Russell Wilson came in and lit the world on fire, they're just wrong. Like, he was good. He was okay.
Do you see what team we are with Russ?
Similar to Justin Fields.
The Jets and Rodgers by 22 points.
You beat the Jets and Rodgers by 22 points because Garrett Wilson was having balls bounce off his chest.
Looking flat out amazing.
I like the Steelers. I think they're a top 10 team in the league.
This should be much higher than that.
So I had the Steelers at 10. I'm sorry.
Russ makes us a top 2 team in the AFC.
I need more from Russell Wilson before I move them any higher. I thought he looked okay, and he might get a lot better because he hasn't played in 10 months.
He was awesome.
But where the Steelers are right now is the number 10 team in the league.
It was one game. I'm not reading that much into one game. I don't even know the Steelers are my top 10.
Pickens was awesome. Najee ran like a beast.
Najee's been really good this year.
The Muth had some chunk plays. Calvin Austin had a chunk play. Russ spread the wealth.
Yeah, no, he did.
I feel like you. So, like, Paul, I know I complained about you for saying that it's the record rankings. Jack, it's not the week 7 power rankings either. We're not ranking how good teams were last week. If that was the case, the Steelers would be very high. But I guess this is why the Steelers are moving from like 31 to 3 in your ranking.
It was weird, freaky, voodoo, Acrisure Stadium things.
If we're going week 8 power rankings, like
going into week 8.
Yeah, so what are you saying? Like, we're playing the Giants. I saying we're going like what are you saying?
No, he's saying like
the
collective
season. Giants, because I've got the Giants at like 30.
Like, we're going, so if we're going power rankings for week 8,
it's not so fun when your team's underrated, right?
It's pretty heavily.
Not so fun.
You're pretty heavily relied on what you did in the last week. Am I wrong?
I think that you have to look at the whole body of evidence, not just one week.
Look at our evidence with Russ, best team in the NFL.
It's one game. It's not enough to judge.
All right, Jack. Who do you have
let's
at 9?
move on.
It's
We'll
locked
go to
in.
number 9.
Foolish. You're my number 7. So now I got to adjust things.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you had them like 3 the way you were reacting. There were two teams in between.
No, I had him 6, actually.
Okay, who do you have at 9?
So I just made a switch, like, live. So 9, I'll go with the Texans. So I had the Eagles at 10, but now I'm going to throw Houston in there. This is a team we had, pretty high last week, right? About number 6, maybe number 5, number
3.
6. Oh, were they 3 last week?
3,
yeah.
yes.
And now Stroud played a very poor game, probably the worst game of his season so far. And they lost on a game-winning field goal that McManus barely made.
They were lucky to be in that. They had a lot of turnovers.
Oh, I know, but that's Stroud playing poorly, playing a tight game in Green Bay, losing by 2 points.
They generated those turnovers. You can't completely ignore them.
Did they? I mean, the punt was not generated. The punt was...
But Houston, my point is...
They were intimidating.
Houston, for the most part, again, has not really shown me much of what they can reach in terms of their ceiling. But being 5-1, playing a close game in Green Bay, despite Stroud playing pretty bad, I'll slot him drop him a bit and slot him at number 9.
That's cool with me. I actually have them at 9 as well.
Ziggy? I also have them at 9.
Oh, look at that!
Whoa! What's happening here?
Seems like we all Googled
What's happening here? Yeah. All right, Ziggy, number 8.
This, if Jaden Daniels were healthy, this is where I would put the Washington Commanders.
Same.
Because of his injury, I don't have him in my top 10. If he were to play this week, I'd put him at 8. Instead, at 8, I'm going to put a team that suffered an unfortunate loss. I was never quite as high on them as everyone else, unless they've got to move down the power rankings a little bit. At 8, I'm putting the Minnesota Vikings. Very good team, but I'm not sold on Sam Darnold's ability to lead our offense for the rest of the season.
What?
I think the defense is very good,
but
I always weight offense more than defense. And we've seen an inconsistent offense over the past few weeks. That's going to lead me to putting the Vikings right there at 8. I believe in the defense. I don't believe in the offense as much as everyone else, and that means they've got to be lower.
Good God, man.
I had the Vikings at 4.
Jack, we might have the same power rankings.
I mean, to me, it's like the Vikings were a top 3 team on our list for most of the season, and now to lose a tight 2-point game to probably all of our number 1, doesn't drop them to 8 for me.
No, that's an insane.
So I had him at 6 or 7 last week.
8.
I thought you had him higher. Maybe. I mean, if you had him at 6 or 7, yeah, I guess 8 makes sense. But I had him higher than that.
Yeah, I understand why people would doubt Sam Darnold based on his past. But if you just look at, as you said, Ziggy, you look at evidence. The evidence this season suggests that Sam Darnold has been playing very good football. I don't know how. I can't justify them at 8.
I think the Vikings have the 9th or 10th best offense in football.
Where do you think their defense ranks?
Got maybe the best defense.
That's better than number 8 in the league.
You think there's 7 teams better than the Vikings?
Yeah, I can give you 7.
It doesn't matter. If you have a top 10 offense and the number 1 defense in football, you are better than the number 8 team.
I don't think that's true. I'm putting most of the teams I think have better offenses than them ahead of them.
It is the joint power rankings.
Where are you the Bengals in there?
I got the Bengals at like 18.
With TJ Hawkinson coming back too, that's gonna be a big time help coming up.
Yeah.
All right, so this is now a weird spot for me.
So Vikings at 8, so now you're 7. Okay.
Yeah, so now I'm at 7. I was expecting the Vikings to go a lot higher here. So at 7, I'm gonna put the Commanders. I like first off, Jaden Daniels is also, he's not out for the year, so it changes things. Tampa Bay for me dropped out a lot because Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are out for a long time.
Got rolled too.
They got rolled, but the more important thing is they lost their 2 weapons. And I was saying on the NFC North preview show, any team loses their top 2 weapons, things change. So Tampa drops a lot. But Jaden Daniels is only going to be out for maybe a week. And the Commanders are just playing awesome. I mean, what they did to Carolina, they murdered Carolina. They murdered a bunch of teams this year. If Marcus Mariota is filling in for a week, I don't think that is a reason to drop them out of your top 10. So I have the Commanders at 7.
Yeah, I had them right at number 8. What good teams do is off a tough loss, they come home and murder who they should murder. And that's what they did.
So we got 6 teams left here.
So I had them at number 8. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So number 6, I'm going to go with Buffalo. This Amari Cooper trade to me is huge for them.
This is getting interesting for me.
Keon Coleman now over his first game over 100 yards. Amari Cooper got in the end zone. He's only going to learn the playbook and get better. This could be a super, super, super dynamic offense with Josh Allen. I think Keon Coleman benefits heavily from having Amari Cooper. We saw it last week. Only the start of what things could be. I like Buffalo at 6.
I also like Buffalo in 6 for my rankings, but I feel like we're starting to enter the territory where one team is going to be rising who doesn't belong. Since the Vikings,
I would not have put Buffalo.
Shoot.
I've got Buffalo higher than 6.
Yeah, since the Vikings are out. Well, yeah, Ziggy screwed things up again.
All right, so Ziggy, you got to bring us back here. Who do you have at 5?
Yeah, who's number 5?
At 5, I feel comfortable with my 1 through 4, and I think you guys are probably going to settle on something close to my 1 through 4. So at 5, I don't know what team we're thinking.
I mean, this is it here. Like this is we know the other
5,
4.
I'm putting the San Francisco 49ers.
No.
Oh.
You look at how this team has played. I know Brock Purdy's coming off an absolute terrible game, but who are we leaving out?
I would put the Seahawks over the 49ers.
I've got the Seahawks at a nice, comfortable 12.
That is understandable. But the 4. Oof. All right, go ahead.
They're coming off a tough game. There's no doubt about it. Brock Purdy had one of the worst games of his career, but it was against Kansas City. I'm willing to excuse a little bit of that. This defense is ferocious, right? They absolutely annihilated Patrick Mahomes. I think that the offense is going to continue to get better, and it's already played pretty well. And again, at a certain point, when you're looking at a team, I know they're 3-4, but they've got a very good offense and a very good defense. Most of their losses are heartbreaks. And if you think the Seahawks should be there, they obliterated the Seahawks on the road.
That was before Brandon Ayuk was out for the year and Deebo Samuel was in the hospital with pneumonia.
It's pneumonia. He'll be fine. What is this, 1927? You get better from pneumonia these days.
I had pneumonia once. Look at me.
I did too. It sucked, but I'm not Deebo Samuel and I got better.
Well, that's the thing is, I guess.
No, there's no I guess. The 49ers should not be in the top 10 right now.
But with Minnesota being at 8, like who else would you put there in that case?
I would have put San Fran at 6. Or I would put Seattle at 6 and then Buffalo at 5.
You'd have put Seattle at.
I don't like Seattle, but what else are we doing?
But ahead of San Francisco.
I think the San Francisco team is better than the Seahawks team, even though they had a great game in Atlanta.
I think they're better when they're playing, but half their team is out. Their whole offense is hurt. Kittle's hurt. Ayuk's gone. Deebo is been banged up all year. McCaffrey hasn't played a snap. I mean, at some point, like there has to be, you have to factor in that. Oh, okay, they're 3-4. These guys are all injured.
No, you don't have to stop putting Pittsburgh.
We are close to the tipping point for the 49ers offense, but I don't think we're there yet.
The 49ers go out on the field next week and who is part of it's Juwan Jennings is also hurt. Like he's playing, but he's also banged up. Like who wins next week? The Seahawks or the 49ers?
49ers.
I believe
I'm still picking them.
I believe probably the Niners.
Okay. Yeah, maybe they own them. Okay, so Niners at 5. I'm going to now put I think it's pretty clear cut from here. The Packers are 4. Green Bay goes to 4. They I still don't think we've reached the full this complete version of the Packers yet. Jordan Love is playing a little sloppy football, but still explosive. Like they can score from anywhere on the field. They're one of the maybe 3 teams in the league that can do that. 4 teams in the league. So the offense can be a lot of fun at times. They do make mistakes. Not many teams can lose the turnover battle 3-0 to the Texans and still win the game. So I think that the Packers at 4 is a good spot here. I don't know how much higher they climb during the season. 4 is already super high, but you're going to see.
I mean, they can only climb 3 more spots.
Yes. I just don't know. I don't think that they're going to ever be the one team this season, but they are going to be more complete than they are at this point in a few weeks. So I got the Packers.
I had Packers right at 5. So can't complain.
I had them at 5 too.
What are we at 3 now? 3 got.
That is after 4, yeah.
3 got Baltimore. Another freaking. I mean, this team looks unstoppable on offense. I was so wrong about Lamar. Like he's a beast.
When did you realize Lamar was a beast?
Probably like the beginning of this year.
Wasn't after the second MVP?
I mean, it kind of just gelled together. And I admit my faults. Like I admit when
Can Lamar
wrong,
throw the ball?
I was wrong about this.
Can Lamar throw?
Yeah, but he's amazing.
He's great.
Lamar's amazing. The offense looks unstoppable. The defense is ferocious, full of beasts. They look near unbeatable. Like 20+ point one on the road in Tampa in prime time was shocking to me. They're so complete.
They won by 10.
It wasn't 30.
Yeah, they were up by. Yeah, they were crushing. They won by 10.
They gave up 21 points in the fourth quarter because they started snoozing, but they did technically.
Yeah, I shut it off and it was 34-10, and I'm like, they're so complete.
The spread was in danger at one point.
I had the Bucs plus 3.5, so I wish I knew they cut it to 10. I didn't even see that.
That's when Godwin dislocated his ankle with the minute left in the game.
But yeah, I got Baltimore 3.
All right, Ziggy, bring us home.
I think this is offensive.
Oh.
The Ravens can't be at 3. There's only 2 spots you could put them, and neither of them are at 3. But it's pretty close.
So, Ziggy, who are you going to put it to now?
The Ravens belong at 2, but I can't put them there. So I will take a team that, didn't have their best game, but just made a big trade. Had a nice win last week on the road. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs. They're undefeated. They're a very good team. I'm still not convinced that the offense is going to come together. I know DeAndre Hopkins is a nice addition, and I know it's Patrick Mahomes, but I think it's going to continue to take time for this offense to make it work. Obviously, the defense is doing plenty of heavy lifting for them. I still think they're one of the best teams in the NFL, but the team that I have above them has simply shown more at this point in the season. So I don't think they deserve that number 1 spot. I don't think they deserve the number 2 spot either, but number 3 is A-okay with me, and number 2 is A-okay with me. So I'm happy putting them here.
So, yeah, that leaves the 1 spot open for Jack's Broncos to slide right in at 4-3. Dominant win over the Saints.
At 1? They do have one of the best offenses in the NFL.
Maybe the Chargers.
Did you see what the Broncos did on the road in New Orleans, by the way?
Yeah. No, the Broncos are a great story.
I think there's a legitimate case for them to be won.
The Broncos have been a great story this year. So number 1 obviously has to be Detroit. Big win against the Vikings on the road. Don't have to get into it too much. The offense is playing great. Defense is getting by. All the
defense is solid.
No, they have a good defense. I'm just messing. Detroit's won. So let's go real quick through our top 10s individually. I wound up going. We'll go 1 to 10. I had the Chiefs at 1 until they lose. The Ravens at 2. The Lions at 3. Vikings 4. Packers 5. The Bills at 6. Seattle at 7. I don't really believe in Seattle, but no one else is really stepping up to me. I'm gonna flip that. 7 Commanders, 8 Seahawks, 9 Texans.
You can't
10
change
Steelers.
your ranking after the segment.
Fine. 7 Seahawks, 8 Commanders, 9 Texans, 10 Steelers.
You think that we'd lose to the Seahawks if we played them right now? No way. We'd kill the Seahawks.
Is DK playing?
Sure.
I think it's a really close game. In Seattle, you lose.
On a neutral site, I think the Steelers would be 1-point dogs.
And that'd be the bet of the year.
In Pittsburgh, TJ Watt would have 4 interceptions and you'd win, like 4 strip sacks and you'd win the game. In Seattle, you'd lose. And on a neutral field, I think it's a very close game where the Seahawks will win at the end.
You don't think we
Check what's your ranking?
I had Lions at 1, Chiefs at 2, Ravens at 3, Vikings at 4, Packers at 5, Bills at 6, Steelers at 7, Commanders 8, Texans 9. I had the Eagles at 10.
So we were almost identical.
Yeah, we were very close.
Wow,
And then
look at that. Hey,
outside looking in was the Falcons at 11.
Yeesh. I had Eagles, Bears, Broncos outside. How do you not have the Broncos in your top 10?
They stink. I was off them after the Chargers.
You're right, Jack. You're 100% right.
After the Chargers beat them, I was off. Like, that was embarrassing. Home like that.
Okay. Ziggy, your top 10?
Yeah, so my top 10, Lions 1, Ravens 2, Chiefs 3, Bills 4, Packers 5, 49ers 6, Eagles 7, Vikings 8, Texans 9, and I'm pricing in a big Tua bump here. Give me the Dolphins at 10, with the Texans at 11, the Seahawks at 12.
You gotta find someone who loves you the way Ziggy loves the 49ers. Like they could be rolling out.
This team's probably going to the Super Bowl. I don't know what more you want.
I think the 49ers are going to miss the playoffs right now.
But to defend, like, I'll defend Ziggy is if you if you scroll through the matchups on ESPN or FanDuel on a Sunday and you see the Niners versus blank,
you're probably gonna pick them.
Like, how many teams did you pick to beat the Niners?
No, I mean, I picked, like, here's the thing, right? The teams that are ahead of are the Eagles, Vikings, Texans, and Dolphins. How many more of those teams do you really trust more?
I'm sorry, say those teams again.
The Eagles, Vikings, Texans, and Dolphins.
I trust the Vikings more than the 49ers right now. Dolphins is ridiculous. The Dolphins don't belong anywhere near a top 10 right now. The Eagles.
It's a Tua bump, man. They moved up 21 spots in my power rankings.
I think the 49ers are they'll probably win the division. But because Seattle's 4-3. Yeah. Right? Seattle's 4-3, and they're 3-4. I just think at some point we got to factor in the injuries for now. Until McCaffrey's back and playing. Like, the San Francisco team that they're fielding at this point in time, I don't think is top 10. So, all right, why don't we just go into the game picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll go into the game picks, guys. Does that work for you, Ziggy?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do some game picks. We'll start with the Thursday night game. The Vikings are 3-point favorites over the Rams.
I got the Vikes. I got the Vikes.
Skull, brother.
Probably got them covering, too. I got the Vikes.
What's ramming?
Oh, Ziggy. I'm skulling. Skull Vikes.
I don't believe.
I think
prove
it's
me wrong.
Smarter.
Please, Vikings, I beg you, prove me wrong.
If the Vikings lose,
I don't believe.
They might go like 6-11.
If the Vikings lose, it's danger time. Cardinals at the Dolphins. Dolphins are 3.5-point favorites. Tua officially is back this week, right? Like he's officially there.
I mean, he's still in concussion protocol, but they sure expect him back.
I mean, 3.5-point favorites has to be Tua playing.
Scott. I still don't. The Cardinals are the weirdest team in the league, and when they show up, they show up. I don't trust the Dolphins yet to back them, so I'm going the Cards as a dog in South Florida.
Oh, fins up for Ziggy.
Fins up.
There you go.
I like the Dolphins. I root for the Dolphins, but I said after the Bills game with Tua even healthy in that one before he got hurt, I can't pick him anymore. I just can't.
It's the midget bowl, Tua against Kyler.
I'm going with the Cardinals here. Jets are 7-point favorites over the Patriots. Is anyone defending New England? Anyone?
I don't like the Jets being 7-point favorites to anyone.
I know that feels too much.
I think they win. I don't like them covering. They're on the road at New England, right?
Yeah, I think the Jets.
They're on the road at New England.
I think the Jets smack.
They
them.
just 7 points feels weird.
Is this the Devontae Adams show out game?
I think they smack them. It's just somebody showing out game.
We all got the Jets. Eagles are 1.5-point dogs at the Bengals.
That's a tough one. I got the Bengals though. I like the Bengals at home. I don't think I've ever picked against the Bengals in Cincinnati, so I'm going to go with the Bengals.
You say you hate all the AFC North teams.
Actually,
you pick a lot of them.
You know what? Screw it. I think this is where Hurts gets his CFP playoff revenge on Joe Burrow from that beating.
Oof.
I'm gonna take Philly on the road. Philly.
I'm also going to take Philly on the road. I don't really have a lot behind it, except I think the Eagles are the better team and they're sort of healthy. They have a ton to play for, and I think they're eyeing this Jaden Daniels is out. There's a chance the Bears win. I think they're thinking this is our chance to get our hold back on the division. Eagles are going to be motivated. They're going to play great. I think the wrong team's favored.
The 3-4 Bengals, who are the 9 seed, one game out looking in, they don't have a lot to play for, Ziggy?
I think the Bengals don't have a lot to play for because there's no chance that they make the playoffs.
No chance.
Oh, nice. We beat the Panthers. Way to go, guys.
The Ziggy turn on the Bengals has got to be one of the biggest betrayals.
We beat the Giants. Way to go.
This has to be one of the biggest betrayals in sports media history.
I mean, ever since that Giants win, where they couldn't muster more than 17 points against the New York Giants, and they needed a just 70-yard Joe Burrow scramble to win. No,
the Bengals do stink. That's why I switched my pick. I think Hurts gets his revenge from college against Burrow. I don't think
they were giving Deshaun Watson the best game of his Browns career.
The Bengals were 2-3. They looked horrible. Ziggy has them in his top 10 teams. They beat the Giants on the road, and he goes, "This team's horrible. I'm done with them." And now they're a game out of the playoffs on the Colts.
They're horrible.
I'm going with the Bengals in this one. The Eagles are undefeated with AJ Brown, but this is must-win territory.
You don't think Hurts gets his revenge on Burrow?
No, I think Burrow owns him.
We'll see.
So I got the Bengals. The Packers 4.5-point favorites against the Jaguars. We all have the Packers. Do we all have them covering too?
I like the Packers to cover, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I do as well. 5 points feels easy. Almost too easy. Something's got to be off.
Yeah, that means the Jaguars.
The Falcons at the Bucks. Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite. Remember, Tampa Bay without Godwin, without Mike Evans. Where are you going, Baker? Is it Bucky Irving all day?
Bucky Irving. You just go Bucky Irving.
I like Bucky Irving,
but
I don't know if I like him that much. But I like Bucky Irving.
I got Atlanta.
I mean, here's the problem. Bucky Irving's on the injury report. So you say go to Bucky Irving. I mean, I think he'll probably play. Do we know what uniforms the Bucks are wearing?
No.
They're creamsicles.
Because if they're wearing the creamsicles, I'd take the Bucks.
Oh wait,
I don't think they're wearing the creamsicles though.
Didn't the Falcons just beat them?
Oh wait, nope, they're wearing the creamsicles against the Falcons this week. Give me the Bucks.
Oh, can I switch my pick too? Yeah, Bucks.
Yeah, you close maketh the man. Give me the Bucks all day.
It's a revenge spot too, Bucks.
What month is it, Jack?
October.
Kirk Cousins in October. I know he played poorly. They played poorly last week, but it doesn't happen often. Kirk Cousins doesn't lose back-to-back in October very often. So I got the Falcons.
I'll be sucking on a creamsicle watching the Bucks destroy Atlanta.
The Bucks are traditionally very good in the creamsicle jerseys, aren't they? Baltimore 9.5-point favorites over the Browns. Does anyone have Cleveland?
I like Cleveland to cover.
Like Cleveland to cover?
I like Cleveland to cover the 9.5 at home.
Ziggy,
yes.
Cleveland to cover?
No.
It's famous. It's famous James, right?
Is it DTR?
I do think this will be the best offensive performance for the Browns all year. But
is
that
it
will come
Jameis
at the
or is
cost
it
of
DTR?
Jameis Winston 4 turnovers.
Okay. Indianapolis at Houston. Colts are Texans are a 5.5-point favorite.
I got Houston at home off a field goal loss. Sour taste in their mouth for a week. I got the Texans.
Big game. The AFC South first plate's on the line.
Anthony Richardson's playing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be a vegetables game for the Colts. Give me the Texans.
The hell does that mean?
It means they're going to eat their vegetables. It's going to be good for them, but it's going to be bitter and unpleasant.
Oh, and Joe Flacco's the fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
I still haven't seen enough from Anthony Richardson as a passer to show me that that he's long-term answer. He's great. He's fun on the ground when he's not hurt, but 10 for 24, 129 yards last week. Just he hasn't. From the time he came out of college, he has flashy plays, but I need more consistency from him. And until then, it's hard to really get too excited about the Colts. So I'm going to go with the Texans. I would really like to see more because they are so much fun to watch, but got to get more consistent. The Titans at the Lions. The Lions are 10.5-point favorites. We all have Detroit. Do we all have them covering? 10.5 is a lot of points.
I'm not going to back Tennessee, so I had to pick a side. I'll take Detroit, yeah.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't like picking against the spread once it's double digits.
But
the Lions win.
But I'd have to side with the Lions if I was forced to. Chargers are 7.5-point favorites over the Saints in Los Angeles.
Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
Chargers as well. Bills at Seahawks. Bills are a 3-point favorite. This is the kind of spot where Seattle has a chance to show something to a lot of people and beat Josh Allen. And we know what they normally do here.
This is the kind of spot where I'd usually back the home team, but Seattle's kind of untrustworthy. I got the Bills.
So here's the problem is for the NFL official game preview, it was almost a Bills sweep, but Daniel Jeremiah took the Seahawks. Since that ensures there's no jinx, it's going to be the Bills.
I got the Bills too. The Bears are 2.5-point favorites over the Commanders. We're assuming Marcus Mariota plays.
I got the Commanders. Either way.
Go ahead, Jay. Yeah, I'll take the Bears. I'll take the bait. I took the bait with the Bears before and it worked out.
Didn't you just take the Commanders in the NFC North preview?
You took the Commanders before, Ziggy. Like 40 minutes ago.
Sometimes you can sit down and think about it.
Like it wasn't.
Things change.
It wasn't like it wasn't like a day later. I mean, this was 30 minutes ago.
Things change.
All right,
I got the Commanders.
I got the Bears.
Well, remember? Do you know what DJ Moore did in DC last year? 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's going to do it again.
So what do people have to make of your NFC North preview? What are you telling all the people who watched that whole thing?
I'm undecided.
Okay.
Well, no, he changed his mind.
The Panthers at the Broncos. Denver's a 9.5-point favorite. We all have the Broncos.
Yes.
The Chiefs at the Raiders. Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites. We all have the Chiefs. The Cowboys at the 49ers. San Francisco, a 4.5-point favorite. Sunday Night Football. The losers in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, I got the Niners home. This is a Dallas spot where they're on the road in primetime and they think they get murdered.
Is Debo playing? Or is Debo in the hospital with pneumonia still?
Well, it's kind of soft. He was in there for that long with pneumonia.
I had pneumonia in second grade. Remember, you guys wrote cards for me.
But that's a second grade.
Yeah, well, cards. I was gone for 2 weeks.
I had mono. I was fine after 5 days.
Debo was discharged from the hospital yesterday. Shanahan says there's a good chance he plays.
All right, so you have Debo coming off pneumonia. No Ayuk, no McCaffrey, banged up Kittle, banged up Juwan Jennings.
Here's what you're playing the Cowboys. Brandon Aubrey missed practice for jury duty. The Cowboys are so bad they can't even get their kicker out of jury duty.
No, but we're getting a gift. Since the Niners are so hurt, we're only getting -4. I mean, take that to the bank.
They always destroy the Cowboys.
Yeah, take that to the bank.
I mean, isn't this line is a gift? This is one of those lines that you're going to look back on and say, I can't believe it was 4.5.
I'm with you on the Niners too. All right, so we're all on the Niners here.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Last one, Steelers 6.5-point favorites over the Giants in Acrisure Stadium. Jack?
Giants.
Okay.
No, Steelers, 31-0 Steelers. Legit 31-0 Steelers.
Yeah, I thought I was cooking there. Give me the Steelers. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think outside of the Giants have had 2 clunkers this season, but against the Bengals, like they showed up. Against the Commanders, they showed up, good teams. And I just don't think the Steelers' offense is there yet. And
but the Giants are on the road.
No, the Giants are
in a primetime game.
Well, what have they done at home? At home, they've been horrible.
No, it's just being in Pittsburgh in primetime.
You know, I don't want to go to Pittsburgh.
No, I'm just saying,
Monday
like Jack knows this, that the Steeler offense is acceptable when the defense has all these plays, and the defense probably will get some plays, but I just see Daniel Jones going in there and having one of the games of his life, assuming Daniel Jones is playing. So I'm gonna go with the Giants in a crazy upset.
Tight one.
No. I think the Giants win like 37-3.
37-3 Giants.
Yes.
I would do dirty things to you.
Okay, so wait, I was gonna go back to the Steelers. I'll have the Giants, but if the Giants win, dirty things.
Yeah.
No, okay, I would
like lick you on air.
All right, we're done. Let's go to the Jack half of the week.
What about Zigger Zag?
Ziggy canceled it. He said people don't respond to it.
Oh, no Zigger Zag.
Ziggy said I'm done. He said I'm done with Zigger Zag. We're doing Ziggy's bold predictions. So if you want to hear Ziggy's bold predictions, go over to the NFC North episode.
Oh.
We'll bring Zigger Zag back. We'll get an album next week. Okay. It's too good of a name. It's too good.
Guys, you know that I lost last week.
We don't talk about that.
But yeah, we didn't really speak on that too much. But you know that song by No Role Models? It's Fool Me Once.
No, that's J. Cole sings No Role Models.
Right. You're right. Thanks for thanks.
If the cap of the week is based on an error.
No, it's not. But J. Cole, No Role Models. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Where one of the lyrics is, it's fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So just keep that in mind, okay? For this cap of the week.
Okay.
So it's funny. The other day for dinner, my mom comes home and she's making a salad. And we usually have the salad with, onions, tomatoes, orange carrots we throw in there. Instead of orange carrots, she comes home with maroon carrots. I'm like, Mom, are you serious? Like, what is this? This looks gross. She goes, Jack, trust me. They're much better than orange carrots. And I tried them. And I tell you, they were sweeter. They were crispier. These maroon carrots were fantastic. And I will never eat another orange carrot again in my entire life. Now, it turns out that the maroon carrot, Ziggy, was, you can see it right here, Paul, created by Leonard Pike, director and founder of the Vegetable Improvement Center at Texas A&M University. So there we go. Feed me those maroon carrots. Give me those Texas A&M Aggies -2.5 against LSU and a blackout in primetime. LSU got me last week. They ain't getting me again. Give me those Aggies. Texas A&M -2.5. Giggle. Also, my childhood crush, Eva Longoria, went to Texas A&M as well. So the signs were all there this week. It's a primetime game in College Station, baby. Those Aggies. -2.5.
Even Longoria is a pretty solid choice for a
screw you, LSU. Screw you, LSU.
Crush. But you're not a Star Wars fan, right?
What's Star Wars?
Yeah, so you don't.
Is she in Star Wars?
You don't know Padme from Star Wars.
And I'm seriously, try maroon.
What are we doing here?
No, try maroon. I'm telling you, try maroon carrots. They're amazing.
Portman, episode 2 and 3.
Like the lycopene in red carrots doesn't affect the flavor.
Yeah, to me, it did. They tasted sweeter.
Do you know what lycopene is?
I would turn to the dark side too, bro.
Lycopene?
I would have.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We gotta remember the whole point of this
knows
show.
why red carrots are red.
The whole point of this show is trying to get Olivia Rodrigo. So
I went to high school with Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah, it would have been nice. You could have put a word in. Would have been nice.
Was she hot back then?
She didn't talk to me very much.
Was she hot in high school?
Must have been a child.
I never saw her in high school.
But you know what I mean.
Didn't she go to the same high? There's no way you went to high school with her at the same time.
She was enrolled in my high school at the same time I was enrolled.
Oh, maybe senior. Look, I'll take the age gap being shorter. It's cool with me. Like
Selena Gomez back in Wizards Really Places, babe.
So this is like Ziggy can see the celebrity crush drafts shaping in here, and he's like, no. Sheesh. All right, yeah. All right, we gotta. Sorry, when I got
going off the rails.
Yeah, I brought up Padme, and I got out of control. All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the Week 8 preview show. We'll be back with actually, I don't know. This weekend's kind of chaotic for us, so I'm not sure what our schedule is going to look like. We might not be here on Sunday for the Week 8 reaction content. Ziggy and I and Jack have all our friends coming in from ND for the ND Navy game, so we're excited for that. It's going to be a little chaotic though, so I don't know if we're going to have a recording come out exactly post game. It maybe later in the day on Sunday. Ziggy will be training back to Virginia, so could be me and Jack, could be just me. We'll see what happens, but we'll try to keep you updated. Thanks again, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you soon.